Hey everyone, welcome back to That's Not Bad. I'm Phil, great to have you here. Today we're going to do a reaction to Milton Jones one-liners. Thank you for all the recommendations. I've seen Milton Jones's name come up quite a few times, so I thought it's about time we checked him out. And when I saw that there was a one-liner routine, I thought, yep, beeline, boof, that is the one I want to do a reaction on. So obviously I was a big fan of Gary Delaney's one-liner standard, which I think is the gold standard as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely fantastic. We checked out Stuart Francis recently. He was pretty good. So yeah, Milton Jones. I know nothing about Milton Jones, and until his name was put forward, had never heard of the man. So I'm going into this completely fresh, as a noob, no idea what to expect, which is great. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to go into stuff that, not all the time, but sometimes I want to go into stuff where I've got no visibility around what the performer or the actor's like. So without any further delay, we'll get into it. Milton Jones one-liners, here we go. Boof.
Relax, I know what I'm doing. Recently I did a show for the United Nations and I started off by saying, so where are you all from? To be honest, there wasn't much time for anything else. As a child, I had a medical condition that meant I had to eat soil 3 times a day in order to survive. Lucky my older brother told me about it, really. He later died of massive head injuries. But then you are more likely to get injured if you've got a massive head.
This guy looks like he's come out of a car crash and had a head injury. Or he's put his finger in a socket.
I used to think that sticks and stones could break my bones, but words could never hurt me until I fell into a printing press. It's difficult to know sometimes whether you remember something or you remember the photograph of something. I think my earliest memory is of being in America, standing over an air vent and my skirt billowing up. When I was in America, I really got into the culture. I went into a shop and the guy said, "Have a nice day," and I didn't, so I sued him. If there'd been a mix-up, my uncle could have ended up as an ex-president of the United States. He's an undertaker in the army, or Barack Obama.
That's clever.
So if you're being chased by a police dog, try not to go through a tunnel, then onto a little seesaw, then jump through a hoop of fire. Because they train for that. Don't go camping in the countryside. Have you noticed whenever the police find a body, it's always in a tent? Years ago, of course, I used to supply filofaxes for the mafia. Yeah, I was involved in very organised crime.
Is a filofax like a Rolodex?
I come from a family of police marksmen. I think that was reaction against my grandfather. He was a bank robber. He died quite recently, surrounded by his family. My other grandfather, he was a peeping Tom. He used to drill holes in the floor and spy on the people in the flat below. But he died quite recently. But I like to think of him as up there somewhere.
Oh my God. And this is the beauty of what this whole channel is about. So this has invoked a memory in me. And Aaron Passmore, if you're watching this, which you quite possibly are, I think you know where I'm going to segue to. Many years ago, I worked in obviously I won't name the name of the business or too much detail, but I worked in a office, and this was a typical late 90s, early 2000s office where the roofing tiles, or those polystyrene tiles that, weighed nothing, if you got a ladder, you just push it up, bloody lift your head up, look around. Oh, yeah, sweet. And we were there, and one of our colleagues was no longer employed by the business. We thought, shit, what happened? And so we found out what had happened was during his break, he would go out to a storeroom, he'd get a ladder, open up one of these tiles, and crawl through. I don't know how he didn't fall through the bloody ceiling, to be fair. Crawl through the ceiling cavity, and he'd made, with a screwdriver, he sort of pressed down in this polystyrene tile some holes above this woman that he fancied. And he was doing this for weeks and weeks. And it only got discovered when there was some damage to one of these tiles, and they noticed that holes were going in. And so I believe there was some camera, some sort of spy camera situation set up, which, 20 odd years ago would have cost a bomb. It's not like these days where you can buy a spy camera for $20. This would have come at some expense to the business. So the guy got fired. But there's another outcome from this. Not only did he get fired, they went up there and they found a whole bloody cannabis, marijuana, dope, Mary Jane plantation up there. This guy was growing dope in the same ceiling cavities right next to where the air conditioning ducts were. So not only was he a dumb bastard, he lost his plot, no pun intended, that was up there in the roof. And we're like, Jesus Christ, what planet are people on where they come up with these ideas? And this crawl space was like his home away from home. He's got his dope plot up there, and he's got his little passageway to stare on his beloved. I mean, it's just fucked up, isn't it? I mean, but anyway, that was a massive segue. Thanks, Gary, for that comment. I'll just click on that. But yeah, that's something I haven't thought of in years. Aaron Passmore, you probably know a bit about that story as well, my man. Drop me a message. Anyway, we'll carry right on.
Looking down on us. My other grandfather. He's a bit of a man for the ladies. Doesn't matter how clearly the gents are signposted. My other grandfather, he can't do what he used to, bless him. Bomb the Japanese.
Hey, that's another Japanese World War II reference after Billy. That's, oh my God.
My other grandfather, he would never ever throw anything away, but he died in the war holding on to a hand grenade. My other grandfather, there's nothing unusual about him. Don't know why I brought him up, really. My other grandfather, when he died, we didn't even get the chance to say goodbye, which was all the more poignant because he drowned in a bowl of Cheerios. My grandmother is confused. My nephew, when he grows up, he wants to be an accountant. So there he is. You obviously gave him some helium. My nephew, when he grows up, he wants to be an accountant, so for his birthday, I bought him a great big bag of receipts. I said, listen, don't worry if you don't like them. I've kept all the presents. I don't know if any of you have been skiing, but then how would I? They said about me that I was too immature to be a father. But when I saw the first few seconds of my son's life, I thought to myself, he's naked. When my daughter was born, she had jaundice. So there she was, small, round, and yellow. We called her Melanie.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you what's a dangerous insect. Is that hepatitis B? I'll tell you where's a dangerous place to swim. Is that hepatitis C? You know, when you're in a relationship, what's that like? I'd like to finish with the prayer Jesus taught us. Hang on a minute, some people are thinking, Jesus had a tortoise?
Oh, man.
Went home for Christmas this year, couldn't get in the door. Too many granddads. I leave you tonight with this. If you're being interrogated by the police, perhaps tonight, and they're recording the interview, just make sure that every so often you go, ow. Relax, I know what I'm doing. Recently I did a show for the United Nations and I started off by saying, so where are you all from?
Well, the originating video, which I always put on the credits there, I wonder if this channel is aware he's got a bit of a loop. But that's all right. First of all, he's an interesting looking joker. Obviously part of his act, but yeah, he does come across as though he's shoved his finger into an electrical socket. He was funny. Delaney's still the gold bar for me. But glad I checked out Milton Jones. Certainly had his name put forward quite a few times, and he's certainly funny. Would I look at more of his stuff? I think I would. Absolutely, I wouldn't. I try not to form too much of a judgment on him after just 8 minutes. But yeah, he was pretty. He was pretty good. I like his sort of almost stoner, socially awkward Hawaiian shirt type look. I think that helps his delivery. But yeah, he was good value. I would definitely check out Milton Jones again. So thank you for the suggestions. Like I said, never heard of the guy, so there's no chance in hell I would have. Well, it's unlikely I would have found him. Put it that way. Great to have you here, though, guys. Thank you for all the support and all the banter. I see there's been a bit of banter going back and forth. So thank you for that. I do read all those messages, and yeah, I appreciate your time looking at the channel. And we'll keep on that journey of reactions moving forward. All right, guys, wherever you are in the world, stay safe, take care. We'll see you next time.